Phoenix stood at the edge of the playground, clutching a bright yellow lunchbox decorated with dinosaur stickers. The new school loomed ahead like a giant puzzle with missing pieces. Kids ran past in groups of 2 and 3, their laughter mixing with the squeak of swings and the thump of basketballs. A red backpack bounced against Phoenix's shoulders with each nervous shift from foot to foot, and those usually bright hazel eyes darted from one unfamiliar face to another. "Welcome. You must be our new student," called Miss Chen from the doorway. Her warm smile crinkled the corners of her eyes as she waved. "Come on in. We've been excited to meet you." The classroom buzzed with morning energy. 23 pairs of eyes turned toward the door as Phoenix entered. Some kids sat quietly behind cupped hands while others stared openly. The walls displayed colorful maps and student artwork, but none of it felt familiar or comforting. "Everyone, let's welcome our new friend," Miss Chen announced, placing a gentle hand on Phoenix's shoulder. "Would you like to tell us something about yourself?" Words stuck like peanut butter to the roof of Phoenix's mouth. After a long pause came a quiet response. I like to draw." "Wonderful. We have art class this afternoon," Miss Chen said. "Why don't you take the seat next to Maya?" Maya had dark braids tied with purple ribbons and a smile that reached all the way to her dimples. She scooted her chair over to make room. "I like your dinosaur lunchbox," she said quietly. "I have one with planets on it." The morning crawled by like a snail carrying a heavy shell. Math problems blurred together on the worksheet. During reading time, the words seemed to swim around the page like confused fish. When recess finally arrived, most kids rushed outside in excited clusters, already knowing who to play with and where to go. The playground felt very big and empty at the same time. Phoenix found a quiet spot near the garden where butterflies danced between sunflowers. A sketchbook emerged from the red backpack, along with a well-loved set of colored pencils. Soon, the blank page filled with swirls of orange and yellow, a dragon breathing flowers instead of fire.
"Whoa, that's amazing."
The pencil jerked, leaving a green streak across the dragon's wing. A boy with curly black hair and glasses perched on his nose stood nearby, practically bouncing on his toes with excitement. "Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you," he said quickly. "I'm Marcus. I love dragons. Is it breathing flowers? That's the coolest thing ever. Usually people only draw them with fire, but flowers are way better. Can it breathe different kinds? Like roses? Or daisies?" Marcus talked like a cheerful hurricane, barely pausing for breath. Despite the interrupted drawing, his enthusiasm sparked something warm in Phoenix's chest. "Different flowers for different moods," Phoenix explained, showing him the sketch. "Happy flowers when it's glad, sleepy flowers when it's tired." "And stinky flowers when it's mad?" Marcus giggled. "Like those corpse flowers at the botanical garden?" That earned the first real laugh of the day. "Exactly." Maya appeared beside them, lunchbox in hand. "Phoenix, want to eat with us? We usually sit under the big oak tree. It's the best spot because you can see everything, but it's not too loud." The three settled into the shade, unpacking sandwiches and fruit. Marcus chattered about his pet gecko named Sir Reginald III. The first two were stuffed animals, he explained seriously, while Maya shared her collection of friendship bracelet patterns. "I could teach you," Maya offered, pulling colorful thread from her pocket. "We could make matching ones." "But what pattern?" Marcus asked. "It should be something special for our new friend group." Phoenix's sandwich paused halfway to their mouth. "Friend group?" "Well, yeah," Maya said as if it were obvious. "Unless you don't want to be?" The dragon drawing fluttered in the breeze, and Phoenix carefully smoothed it flat. I've never really had a friend group before. We moved a lot because of my mom's job." "That must be hard," Maya said softly, "starting over all the time." Marcus adjusted his glasses thoughtfully. "But now you're here, and we can be the best friend group ever. We just need a name. Oh, what about the Dragon Squad?" "Or the Friendship Brigade?" Maya suggested. They spent the rest of lunch inventing increasingly silly group names, from the awesome possums to the terrific tacos. By the time the bell rang, Phoenix's cheeks hurt from smiling so much. Art class arrived like a birthday present after a long wait. Mrs. Patel, the art teacher, had paint-splattered aprons hanging on hooks and tables covered in brown paper. The room smelled like tempera paint and creativity. "Today we're painting what friendship means to us," Mrs. Patel announced. "Think about colors, shapes, and images that represent connection and kindness." Phoenix stared at the blank paper, paintbrush hovering uncertainly. Around the room, other kids splashed paint confidently. Maya painted purple and pink hearts linked like a chain. Marcus created a wild explosion of every color in the paint tray, calling it a friendship firework. The brush finally touched paper, leaving a tentative blue streak. Then green. Then yellow. Slowly a bridge took shape. Not just any bridge, but one made of rainbow colors arching between two cliffs. On one side stood a small figure with a yellow lunchbox. The other side bustled with colorful figures waving and smiling. "That's beautiful," Mrs. Patel said, pausing behind Phoenix's chair. "Tell me about it." It's about being scared to cross over to where everyone else is," Phoenix explained quietly. "But the bridge is made of all the colors because friendship comes in lots of different ways." "And look," Marcus pointed excitedly. "The little person is already stepping onto the bridge. They're being brave." Maya nodded enthusiastically. "We could add our figures on the bridge, too, meeting in the middle." "Would you like help from your friends?" Mrs. Patel asked with a knowing smile. Friends. The word felt like sunshine breaking through clouds. Working together, they added more figures to the bridge. Maya painted a girl with purple ribbons reaching out her hand. Marcus added a boy with wild curly hair and glasses, arms spread wide in welcome. Other classmates gathered around to watch, offering suggestions and compliments. "Can I be on the bridge too?" asked Amit, who usually kept to himself during art. "And me," added Sophie, who Phoenix had noticed reading alone at lunch. Soon the bridge filled with figures of all colors and sizes, each one unique but connected. The painting transformed from one child's fear into a celebration of community. "This should go in the hallway," Mrs. Patel said. "It's a perfect reminder of how we can all help each other feel welcome." The day that had started with worried steps into an unknown place was ending with paint-stained fingers and new connections. As the final bell rang, Phoenix carefully rolled up the dragon drawing to take home. "Wait!" Maya called out. "We forgot to make our friendship bracelets." "We can make them tomorrow," Marcus said. "And the next day. And the next. We have lots of time now that we're friends." Phoenix walked to the parent pickup area with a bounce that hadn't been there this morning. The red backpack felt lighter somehow, even though it carried the same books. Mom waited by the car, her face full of questions about the first day. "How was it, sweetheart? Did you make any friends?" The words tumbled out like happy puppies. "I made 2 really good friends. Marcus loves dragons and talks really fast and has a gecko. And mine makes friendship bracelets and has the best smile. And we painted a bridge together in art class, and Mrs. Patel wants to hang it in the hallway. And tomorrow we're going to make bracelets and dash." "Whoa, slow down," Mom laughed, opening the car door. "Sounds like someone had a good day after all." Phoenix climbed into the car, clutching the rolled-up dragon, drawing like a treasure. "Mom, I was really scared this morning. Like, really, really scared. But Maya and Marcus made me feel like I belonged there." "I'm proud of you for being brave," Mom said, pulling out of the parking lot. "Starting at a new school is never easy." "It's still a little scary," Phoenix admitted. "But I think it's going to be okay. We're going to be the Dragon Squad. Or maybe the Friendship Brigade. We haven't decided yet." That evening, Phoenix carefully pinned the dragon drawing to the bedroom wall. Tomorrow would bring new challenges. There was still PE class to navigate and the cafeteria lunch line and all those names to learn. But now there would be Maya's purple ribbons to spot in the crowd and Marcus's excited voice calling out across the playground. The yellow lunchbox sat ready for tomorrow, dinosaur stickers catching the lamplight. Phoenix added one more sticker, a small rainbow bridge perfect in the corner. It would be a reminder that being brave enough to cross from lonely to connected was worth every nervous step. Lying in bed, Phoenix thought about the painting hanging in the school hallway. Tomorrow, other kids would see it. Maybe someone else who felt scared and alone would notice the bridge made of many colors and realize they could cross it too. Maybe they'd see that everyone could add their own special color to make the bridge even stronger. The moon painted silver squares through the window onto the carpet. Somewhere across town, Maya was probably organizing her thread for tomorrow's bracelet making. Marcus was definitely telling Sir Reginald III all about the new friend who drew dragons. And here, in this new room, in this new house, in this new town, Phoenix smiled into the pillow. Being the new kid would probably always feel scary at first. Moving meant leaving things behind and starting over. But today had proven something important. Friendship could bloom anywhere, like those flowers the dragon breathed. All it took was one person to say, "I like your lunchbox," another to shout, "That's amazing," and suddenly you weren't alone anymore. Phoenix drifted off to sleep planning tomorrow's dragon drawing. This one would show 3 friends riding on the dragon's back, soaring through clouds made of flower petals. Because that's what finding friends felt like. Scary at first, like climbing onto a dragon, but then absolute magical once you realized you could fly together. The next morning arrived with sunshine streaming through the windows. Phoenix jumped out of bed, eager in a way that would have seemed impossible just yesterday. The red backpack waited by the door, loaded with supplies for bracelet making, and a new pack of colored pencils to share.
Someone's excited about school, Mom observed over breakfast.
Maya's going to teach us the chevron pattern, and Marcus said he'd bring his book about mythical creatures, and maybe Amit and Sophie will sit with us at lunch too. The walk to school felt completely different from yesterday. Where Phoenix had seen only strangers before, now there were potential friends. The playground didn't look scary and empty, it looked full of possibilities. "Phoenix, over here!" Maya's voice rang out from the oak tree. She and Marcus were already there, Marcus gesturing wildly as he told a story about Sir Reginald's breakfast adventures. Running across the playground, red backpack bouncing and dinosaur lunchbox swinging, Phoenix felt like that little figure in the painting already halfway across the bridge and picking up speed. The morning sun caught the rainbow bridge sticker on the lunchbox, making it shine like a promise. Being inclusive meant making space for everyone, just like Maya had scooted her chair over on that first scary morning. It meant noticing who might be standing at the edge of their own bridge, too nervous to cross. And it meant being brave enough to be the friend you once needed yourself. The 3 friends settled under the oak tree, pulling out thread and pencils and dragon books. Around them, the playground filled with the sounds of a new day beginning. And Phoenix, who just yesterday had been the scared new kid, now sat in the middle of a growing circle of friendship, adding one bright strand at a time to the bracelet that would bind them all together.